Hello, welcome to my channel. How are you doing? In today's video, I'll be teaching indices and I'll be explaining the concept of negative index. This is case 3. I've made videos on case 1 and case 2. If you have not watched these videos, please, you need to watch them. Go back and watch case 1 and case 2 so that you can have a better understanding of what you will be doing here, which is the case 3. However, I will be giving a recap of what case 1 and case 2 are all about. Alright, so in case 1 and case 2, we covered numbers, either fractions or whole number. For example, 1 over 3 is a fraction and 3 is a whole number, right? So we covered where we have 1 as the power. So this is all we did. We considered fractions having a negative a minus 1 as its power. We considered whole numbers having negative 1 as its powers. Well, this fraction can be either positive or negative, while this whole number can be positive or negative. So that is what we covered in case 1 and case 2. Now in case 3, we want to consider powers that are lesser than 1, or let me say, better put, we want to consider negative powers that are not minus 1. We have considered minus 1. Now let's consider other negative powers. Negative powers such as minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, and so on. Alright, let me write etc. Alright, continue like that. So we want to consider numbers that carries these negative numbers. Alright, but in particular, this case 3 in particular, we will consider just only whole numbers, either positive or negative, that are having these negative powers. So what I'm trying to say is that if we have a whole number a, then let me write this. So if you have a negative number a, for example, a raised power minus 3, a raised power minus 2, a raised power minus 5, where a is an whole number. Okay, let me make use of numbers so that you understand. For example, if we have 5 raised power minus 2, you can see that the power we have here, it is minus 2, not minus 1, and this base here is a whole number, right? Another example, let's say minus 2 raised to the power of minus 6. Again, this index minus 6 is not minus 1. So we are just considering the case whereby the negative power we are having is not minus 1. There are other negative numbers aside minus 1. And we are considering this base are whole numbers. You can see either positive or negative. 5 is the base here, is a positive. Minus 2 is the base here, is a negative. So this is the case we want to consider. Alright. Now let's take a look at let's have some examples. Before I go into this example proper, I want us to recall the concept we use in when we have negative 1 as a power. Recall that if we have 9 raised to power minus 1, this becomes 1 over 9 raised to power 1, right? And this will equal to 1 over 9. Hope remember that. Alright, so this same concept is what we are going to apply to what we want to discuss here. That is this case 3 that we have here. Alright, now let's have number 1. We have 7 raised to power minus 3. This equals to 1 over. Now remember that it was 1 here. It was 1 here. Minus 1 here rather, and we put the 1 here. Now it is 3 here now, so we write the 3 here. Alright, so this is how it looks like for this. 7 raised to power minus 3, we have 1 over, which we also write for a negative 1 as the power. Then we have 7, we write the base. Then now instead of writing 1 here, because we have 3 here, we are going to write 3 here. Or you can just view it as having this negative, you can just view it as having this negative cancelled out. think I just need to, oh, it's not working. So you can just view it as having this negative off here. So when you raise the negative here, you can see that what you have here is just something like this. So just see it as writing this at the numerator here. All right. So let's simplify this. We can leave this as a final answer, or we can also simplify further. It depends on what the question tells you to do, but I would prefer us to simplify this further. So we have 1 over 7 raised to the power 3. Let me just break it down. So 7 raised to the power 3 means 7 times 7 times 7, right? And this equals to 1 over 2, 4, 3. Or let me just write it here, the next line. So this equals to 1 over 343. Now let's take a look at the second example. We have minus 2 raised to the power of minus 6. So you have to be careful here. This is a negative number, right? So it becomes 1 over minus 2. Now you have to take note of this, that this is minus, this minus, it is not written like this. All right, it was not written like this, neither is it written like this. All right, this negative is not outside, right? It's not outside the bracket. So this implies that this negative does not affect everything, does not affect 2 raised to the power minus 6. So it's only outside. So this is what I'm trying to explain, that you won't write minus 2 raised to the power all raised to the power 6 like this. No, this is wrong, right? So what you write according to what we have here, so what you write now is minus 2 raised to the power of 6. All right, now this equals to, now we have our negative here, then we have 2 times 2 times 2. I think we have another 2 here, so let me just raise this so you can have it up to 6. I will still have a negative here, over, that is, so this is 1 over 2 raised to the power 6, and we have a negative, so this is going to give us a negative number. Then we have 1 over, this is 64, 2 raised to the power 6 is 64, so we have minus 1 over 64 for that. And number 3, so moving on to the third example now, we have minus 4 multiplied by minus 6 raised to the power of minus 2. All right, you can see that now there's a difference between this one and this one here and this one here, right? Because this minus is not written in the brackets, right? It's not in the brackets with this. All right, so let's move on. Now this, we have minus 4. Minus 4 is not having any power, so we leave it like that. So we are concerned with this one, which becomes 1 over minus 6 raised to the power of 2. All right, so this becomes minus 4. You can write minus 4 over 1 multiplied by, this is 1 over, now minus 6 raised to the power 2. We have minus 6 raised to the power of 2. This means minus 6 times minus 6. Sorry, we have minus 6 times minus 6. And I want to stress the fact that this is different from minus 6 raised to the power 2. Now this means, this one means minus 6 times 6. So that implies that this square is only affecting this 6. But in this case, this square is affecting the whole of minus 6. So you have to say minus 6 times minus 6. So I'm just trying to clarify that as much as possible. So we have minus 6 here, right? So this one, minus times minus, is a positive, right? So we have a positive 36. All right, so this is what we have for this one. So we are going to put it into what we are working with. So that means minus 6 raised power minus 2 is 36. So we have 1 over 36 here. Now we can multiply our fraction. Minus 4 times 1 is minus 4. And 1 times 36 is 36. Now can we still break this down? Yes, you can still break it down. So 4 here 1 and 4 here 9. So this gives minus 1 over 9 as our final answer. So we have 1 minus 1 over 9 as the final answer to that. And let's look at the fourth example, which will be the last example. We have minus 3 raised to the power of minus 3. Now this equals to we have 1 over, again this, you can see that this minus 3, right, is in a bracket. This minus is in a bracket with this 3. This minus is not outside, rather it's in the bracket with this 3, right? So we are going to write minus 3. We're going to write it in the bracket like this. This 3. Alright, this equals to 1 over minus 3 times minus 3 times minus 3. Now let's multiply this negative first. Minus times minus gives plus. Now then this plus times minus finally gives a minus. So our final sign is a minus, right? So we have equals to 1 over, we know it will give us a minus, then 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. So we have 1 over minus 27. We can also write that this fraction is a negative. That means we have minus 1 over 27. So this fraction is a negative, right? So I've come to the end of this video. I will take you to the exercises that I have for you. So let's go to the exercises that we have. So here is the exercise. The instruction is that simplify the following, leaving your answers as positive index form only, right? So we have to simplify 4 raised to the power minus 3, 6 into bracket minus 3 raised to the power minus 5, 2 raised to the power of minus 5 in the bracket, then multiply by 8. All right, so you have to leave your answer in a positive index form only. So what I mean, for example, if your answer, for example, is 2 raised to the power minus 5, if this is your final answer, you should write it as 1 over 2 raised to the power 5. I hope you understand that and you simplify it. Or if you have 1 over 7, do not write it as 7 raised to the power minus 1. This is a negative index. If you don't want that, leave it as a positive index like this only. So that's what the instruction is telling us. So take note of that. We just want positive index form only. You can see that everything here are in negative index, so we want it in positive index form only. So you simplify it. So we have come to the end of this video. Thank you for staying through. Please, you are free to drop your answers to these exercises in the comment section. If you are watching me on YouTube, please subscribe, comment, like, share this video to your loved ones. And if you are watching me on TikTok, please click on the plus button to follow me, and also like my videos and repost so that others can learn from it. And I want you to comment. Please let me know how well this video is serving you. So thank you guys for staying through once again. See you guys next time. Goodbye.